Number 5, it says solve this quadratic equation by factoring. So this section was solving these quadratic equations by factoring. So we got to factor this. So I got to factor it down. Now there's a couple ways to do it. I'm just going to figure out what it breaks down to. I know there's a possibility of 6x and an x in something. And then I know there's also going to be the 3x and 2x. That's the only way you can create a 6x squared. Now to create 20, I know there's possibilities of 1 times 20, 2 times 10, 3 times nothing, 4 times 5. So I'm going to play with this. If I put 1 and 20 here, I can see it's not going to work. Put 20 here and 1 here, I'll get 20x and 6x. That won't give me 23. I'm going to try the 2 and 10. If I put 2 and 10 here, 10 and 6 will be 60. 2 and that, nope, that's not working. 4 here, 5 here. That's interesting because if I put a 4 here and a 5 here, 5 and 6 will give you 30, and 4 and x, that's close but not enough. What if I put the 5 here and the 4 here? That'll give you 5x, 24x. Nah, you can't get 23. So I know it's not anything with a 6x. Now I went through and I basically just now tried 6 different things here because I did the 1 and 20, flipped it 20 and 1. I did the 2 and 10, flipped it 10 and 2. So it wasn't any of those. So let's come to the 3x and 2x. Alright, I could have 1 and 20. If I put 1 here and 20 here, that's going to give me 3, and then 20 and 2, 40. Nah, that's too much. What about 2 and 10? 2 here, 10 here, that'll be 30, 4. No. What about 10 here and the 2 here? Ooh, 20 and 6. Not quite. It's going to be the 4 and 5. So let's figure out what it is. It looks to me as if 4 is going to go here, 5 is going to go here. Everything's addition because the whole problem's addition, so that makes it easy. Notice that these will give you 15x, and this will give you 8x, which is going to be that 23x you and I are wanting. So I know that this breaks down to 3x plus 4 times 2x plus 5. Now remember, it equals 0. So if I have two things multiplying, if I have a times b, two things multiplying to give you 0, one of these pieces has to be 0. That's the only way that can happen. If they're both non-zeros, you can't multiply two non-zero numbers to get 0. Either this is 0 or that's 0. So I have this times this is 0, so that means the 3x plus 4 has to come out to be 0, or maybe it's the 2x plus 5 that comes out to be 0. But one of those has to come out to be a 0. So now we just solve for x. Subtract 4, subtract 4. 3x is negative 4. Divide by 3. You're going to get x is negative 4/3 or negative 1 1/3. Solving here, subtract 5, subtract 5. 2x is negative 5. Divide by 2, negative 2.5. Those are our two solutions. Negative 1 1/3, or it could be negative 2 1/2. It's got to be one of these to make that entire problem true. If we plug negative 1 1/3 into this equation, we're probably going to get a 0. If we plug negative 2 1/2 into this equation, probably going to get it to be 0. We will get it to be 0 for these. It is true sometimes as you get to further math that sometimes one of the solutions doesn't work. For what we're doing, these both will always work. There's problem number 5.